Hello, Krista, Giannak, wise words that matter. I get businesses and nonprofits noticed. And today we're continuing along with our Facebook Live from last week about don't fake it. And so imagine with the snap of a finger being thrown into a brand new situation that you've never dealt with before, and all of a sudden it's go time and you're not prepared. What do you do? So this second part was inspired by a podcast that I was listening to, and they were talking about a debate team in Rwanda. It was an all-girls college debating against men, all men pretty much, with the exception of maybe one woman. And so a lot of these women have never debated before. Some of them didn't even know the rules. All of a sudden they were thrown into the situation, and unfortunately they lost the competition. So here's where it gets interesting. They really came back with a vengeance the next time, and the story of how they did it I found so inspiring. What they did was they took the topic that they had, ironically, that they were given supposedly randomly, was about women's feminism. And they were supposed to argue against feminism and argue in favor of the traditional home and family setting that they were fighting against all their lives. Can you imagine having to argue against something that you believe so strongly in, and that you actually feel like you're maybe almost betraying your people by arguing? And I mean, it's kind of funny to sit here and think about it, but I imagine it must have been horrible for those women. And so what they did, they actually channeled all the bad stuff they've heard all their lives, all the arguments against what people, against what women should be, what they felt women should be, what women should do, against sort of Western values, against what they feel the new Rwandan woman could be. And they just dove right in and channeled all of these arguments, and they went on to win. And then they had other topics, and they won again and again, and they ended up taking home the trophy because they dove into the situation that they originally weren't prepared for. They practiced, they learned the rules, they prepared the next time. They certainly learned their lesson the hard way. And then they did what all those folks out in the audience were saying that they couldn't do. And I always find that inspiring when women are, or when people in general are able to speak out against things that people think they can't do. And in a way, I do that too. If you say I can't do something, I'm going to wonder, are you sure? Maybe I can do it. I'm going to try to find people who have done it before, see if it's possible, see if I can think of a way. And it didn't always used to be like that. When I was a kid, a lot of times I took people's word for it. Oh, I can't do that. Oh. So one thing was that I took people's word for was being in the Girl Scouts. Someone told me I couldn't be in the Girl Scouts. I shouldn't be in the Girl Scouts. I don't even remember what their reasoning was. I don't know, too many visual activities or something like that. And I kind of regret that now, that I never actually tried, because I've heard really good things about the Girl Scouts that I never got to do. So I think about those sorts of things, and I think about how I don't want to just automatically say that I can't do something just because people say so. So these Rwandan college students inspired me because a lot of people said they couldn't, but they kept telling each other, they kept telling themselves that yes, they can. So This afternoon, I wanted to just stop for a moment and tell you, also, if there's any issue with the camera, just let me know because I am blind. So I forgot to kind of mention that part. And so I'm doing a webinar this afternoon called Get Noticed Now in about an hour from now. You can go to wisewordsthatmatter.com/webinar to sign up for that free interactive webinar all about transforming your messaging and brainstorming ideas that will help you better relate to your customers. You'll be able to avoid the #1 mistake that I see companies making every day. So attend this webinar and find out how to do that. Get wisewordsthatmatter.com/webinar. Get noticed now. So back to how I'm inspired by these women. So let's talk about the my clients and how sometimes they do some of the same things. Sometimes they've been told that they can't, or they've found a way to live their dream. I really enjoy writing about people who are living their dream in some way, shape, or form, or who've taken a vision and made it a reality, whether that's an engineer, an immigrant, all kinds of people that have lived their dream or taken a vision in some way, shape, or form, an interior designer. All these folks are people that I've worked with. So don't forget to say hello in the comments. Let me know that you're listening, watching, and tell me, have you ever had a situation where you just haven't been prepared, and did you learn something from it? So tune in next week, 3 p.m. for Wise Words Weekly, and I'll be back. And if you'd like to sign up for the webinar, go to wisewordsthatmatter.com/webinar. Bye, everybody.